Hi, this video is on how I looked at and am now using the depth and complexity icons in my class and how I got the kind of the pictures in and how I'm using it. And I wanted to share that. So I'm using something called Stash in Moodle to do the depth and complexity. And I went to a course that I'm not using it in so I can show you how it gets set up. So I'll kind of start from the beginning. First of all, you have to turn on editing and you have to add a block called stash in your course. So after you've added stash, I can move it somewhere, but I'm just going to leave it over here where it is. Now I'm going to set up stash. What stash is, it's intended as part of the gamification things in Moodle, but it's working really well to be able to drop those icons and track where they are in my class. So to set up, you just hit setup. And you can see I've got a bunch in here already. I'm going to make some new icons. So I'm going to hit add an icon. And I'm going to set up the big idea one. So I'm going to type big idea. And then I'm going to go down here to where the icon goes. And I shared all those icons with everyone on the Google Drive. And I downloaded them here to my desktop. So there's the big idea icon. I'm going to drop it right there. You can type in details if you want to for yourself so you know what big idea means. I'm just going to go ahead and go next. This is really something that doesn't show all the time. I'm going to hit save and next. And then in this case, it's like where the location is. I'm going to just write tech because it's in my tech class. And then this applies basically stash is something students click on to pick up because it's going to be something they can click on. It's just going to keep coming back. I'm going to say unlimited and it comes back every 1 second. So basically they're going to click on it, it's going to be gone, and it's going to be back next time they look there. So that's how I'm going to set it up. And then I'm going to save and next. And I don't want it to say pickup. I want it to just be the image. So they're going to see this image with the word big idea over it. Wherever I drop this text right here. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of setting up a cheat sheet for myself. So I'm making a sheet here that I can then put that, it's called a snippet, but I'm going to put that code in here. So I can drop this now anywhere in this Moodle class and that will show up, and I'll show you what I mean. So I've made that. I'm going to say save and back to main screen. Actually, you know what? I'm even going to do something else. I'm going to put a dash before all my depth and complexity ones so that they show up at the top of my page just to help me out. And some of these other ones I might want to delete because I'm not really using them right now. But anyway, so that's big idea. Now, what does that mean and how do I use it? So I've saved that code. This sheet is just for me to keep track of those things. But how do I use it? So now anywhere in any Moodle activity in this class, I can go and say, okay, here's my eDay section, and I'm going to go to this assignment that they're doing in eDays. And if this was a big idea assignment, I'm going to go ahead and make this HTML, and I'm going to save and come back so I can see what I want. There we go. Now I'm going to edit settings and I'll see the rest of it like I normally do. Okay, there we go. So I've got this in there, and at the end of this, I'm going to post that little, I'm just going to paste that little bit of code that shows up in Stash, and that's it. And now when I save this, that little snippet's going to be in there, and it's going to show that little big idea icon. I can't change the size of the icon that pops in there. Well, I guess I could edit the image itself so it wouldn't be so big, but right now that's what it is. So I could now drop that code snippet, and I'm going to do it for all the different ones so that I don't have to go into the other thing. I can just go here and copy and paste it into anywhere in any assignment. Now the students can click on that and it disappears, and they're actually collecting the stash that you've put down, but because it comes back every second, as soon as I refresh it, it's back again. You can have it come back every hour, every day, every week. That's what Stash is for. But in this use of it. I'm making it come back every second. So that's an easy way to get it into a Moodle assignment, or any activity you've got in Moodle, and to just, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna add them all. I'm gonna collect the code here in one sheet for myself, so that I can go and just go here and just cut and paste and cut and paste and or copy and paste in my Moodle class wherever I want to use those icons. The only thing I guess I could do, if I really wanted to make those icons smaller, I could go here and edit them in Paint or something, and then um, and then shrink them down. So if I wanted to, I could resize it and say, well, I really want those to be 25% of that. And now that's the size. If I uploaded that instead, that would be the size of the icon that would show up in Moodle. Probably makes sense. I might do that just to make them all a little bit smaller and a little bit more usable for myself. I'm going to go ahead and make a new start of these. So anyway, I'm off task. That's one way you can use Stash to put all those icons right there in your activities in Moodle so that they show up. Also, a Stash lets you do a report, lets you kind of see where they're at and stuff too. So that kind of adds another dimension to it as well. If I wanted to keep track of where I had those depth and complexity things, now that I've got this big idea made, I can hit plus and then say, oh, I've also added it here, and I can type actual locations or assignments in there if I wanted to. And then it would show up on my Stash report of who picked up which ones where. Don't know if you need to do that, honestly. But that's just one more way that you can use the Stash feature along with those icons I dropped into the Google Drive so that everyone would be able to see those icons. And I might make another folder that says depth and complexity small icons, because those are kind of big. Also, this came up. One of the things that I've noticed is that throughout the paperwork, we've had different icons at different places. This was the one that was brought up today, that it's kind of it was called change at one place. It was called overtime. And this one was also an overtime icon, which doesn't look like the recycle icon that somebody complained about today. I don't see why you couldn't use that one, because it is in their paperwork as a different icon for that particular thing. And some of these were brought up at different classes and aren't on that icon chart. So obviously you don't have to use those. So that's it. Hopefully that helps some people out with how you can put those icons right into your Moodle stuff.